Is Joe Dispenza the real deal? Is he a manipulator, controller, brainwasher? Are you being hypnotized, mind controlled, or manipulated at Joe Dispenza's retreats? This is my honest opinion of my experience in his 10-day retreat and gearing up for my second one. My name is Raquel Reina. Welcome to my channel. I'm a radical human design teacher, and I bring the spiritual concepts, the awakening, your spiritual gifts, and I help assist you through human design. But in this video, I'm talking about Joe Dispenza. He is one of my teachers. I have been to several of his programs and live retreats, and I'm gearing up towards another one in January. And so I want to prepare you for that journey and talk about why I find the work so powerful and why I integrate his teachings into the human design model. I'm going to talk about three of my biggest key takeaways from Joe Dispenza's live retreat. One, the manipulation, brainwashing, control. I see many people talking about his work in these terms, or that he takes you through Kundalini awakenings and doesn't give you the tools that you need to ground. Well, I'm going to vehemently disagree and also let you know that we are being hypnotized and brainwashed, manipulated, and controlled by the Maya around us since the day we were born. That is the point of being in the Maya, the illusion that we are in. In order to understand your reality, you have to see all of the people, places, parenting, schooling, belief systems that you were surrounded with, how they controlled and created your belief system. And with Joe Dispenza, he is trying to break you from those patterns and shows you those patterns have created the life that you are living right now. Now, if you're living the perfect life and there's nothing more you don't want mystery, you don't want transformation, you don't want healing, you don't want awakening, you don't want more success, then keep with the process you're in. But most of us on this human journey are still learning what it means to co-create with energy and frequency, to create with the forces our life, so we are not victimized by the past, victimized by the patterns, and we are standing in the center of the now to pull ourselves forward into the vision and the dreams of our future. So what Joe Dispenza does is he does help you in some ways recondition. And he helps you to manipulate your mind. He helps you to brainwash your thinking so that you can reinstill a new way of being in your consciousness to create a new reality. In human design, we call this the deconditioning process. Now, I love utilizing human design because Joe Dispenza talks about the chakras. He says they're energy centers. In human design, we just call them centers. Instead of 7 centers in human design, we have 9 centers, and we show you how to go through each one of the centers in a new way, in a way that to me just made a lot of sense, that I could really grab onto understanding how my head center worked, understanding how my throat center worked compared to other people's. And when I experienced and practiced the human design piece to these centers, I really had a profound insight, and it helped me navigate all of the energy and the experiences I'm having at the Joe Dispenza retreats. So I am a proponent of merging the spiritual with the human design intel, and helping to understand how these centers operate makes a really big difference when you're going through these materials. So if you want more on human design, I'll put some links in the description below. But now I'm going to go into my second aha in the Joe Dispenza work. And that really is time, space, and out of your normal routine for meditation. Now, his meditations are so profound when you are surrounded by that many people and you can see the energy in the room. He has spoken of this. He doesn't do it often because he doesn't want to alienate people or scare people, but he has spoken about the beings that are standing around the outskirts of the group that are called in to his live retreats. I see them as part of my guidance team. I have 17 blue beings that I work with, and I see that very similar energy. Of course, each and every person has different guides, but there are connections, the people that you relate to, the teachers that you're inspired by. Usually your guides have connections as well. And so you might be drawn to some people based on the multidimensional guides that you are connected with. When you meditate in this energy and this frequency, when you unplug from your life, your routine, when you step out into the power of not just meditating in your comfort zone, but sitting in uncomfortable chairs, sitting up, and not having your phones, not having your children, not having distractions, not having a to-do list, not worrying about your clients, your business, anything like this. You get to go to deeper levels. You get to transform your life and create a new. Now, I try and do this in all of my programs because sometimes you cannot go to live retreats. You cannot get out of your day to day. So I try and create the energy and the experience in my classes as well so that people can unplug for even just a couple of hours of their life and plug into information and experiences that begin to transform your life. Number 3 takeaway from the Joe Dispenza's live retreats is knowledge is power. How seeing the scientific evidence and the breakthroughs people have had, his specialty is really working on healing. So when you reach certain states of consciousness, you can track the brain waves. This is scientifically proven that we live in beta states. Now, beta states show a lot of frustration, anger, bitterness, and these are the not self themes in human design. We know that when you shift into alpha, you shift into the aligned signature themes, which would be the peace, the satisfaction, the joy, the wonderment of life. But there are other brainwave states that have been scientifically proven through EEGs and through studying the different brain waves, including going into theta, going into gamma states. And Joe Dispenza has done a lot of investment to show that when people reach these states, so you're not just closing your eyes and thinking about tomorrow and kind of feeling good and maybe quieting the mind, you're doing activation, you're focusing in on the energy work, you're bringing your attention to the power source. You see, attention has power. Think of your children or teenagers and you're trying to talk to them and they're like talking to their friends on their cell phone. Like, you will not get through to them. If they put their cell phone down and they bring their attention and they connect with you, you can immediately have a relationable communication. And that is the same with your higher dimensional frequencies that are available to you. You have to train the mind to reach these gamma waves, and it is not easy. There are many distractions. We are constantly being bombarded by thoughts in our mind, and our monkey mind takes over. So it takes training, like going to the gym and training the mind so that you can be in stillness, you can focus, you can align. When you reach those gamma states, you have the power to instantaneously heal the body. So, according to Joe Dispenza, he has shown that these gamma waves are the moment people have instantaneous healings. Now, it's not just people wake up from the meditations and feel great. They go to the doctors and the cancers are lifted, the tumors are gone, the eczema, the back pain, the all kinds of ailments. He himself healed from a broken back, and all kinds of ailments heal. And there's a scientific approach and study that shows how this happens with the mind. It is completely mind-blowing. And you can understand why people would want this information to be suppressed. You can understand why people would censor him. Well, it just so happened that he was censored in Paris. He was not allowed to share his scientific findings. He was not allowed to tell people that many of his clients, and he does thousands of retreats. He has probably 3,000 people at retreats. I mean, there are so many people having experiences and showing and sending him information from the doctors, and there's science tracking the brain waves, and he's not allowed to speak on this. He wasn't allowed to speak in Paris. They censored him. He had to cancel his event. So we need to understand this because there's so much power here, and he is making such a huge splash that there are people that are not going to want this information out. And I'm not saying everyone is evil in the world. So education and the science and the findings are important so that your linear logical mind can understand that there are evolutionary stages of healing going on right now in humanity. We are making leaps, and not just in the iPhone, with our consciousness and our awareness and our spiritual growth. And it challenges the status quo. It challenges people who make money based on the medicines, the pharmaceuticals, and this kind of thing. So you need to understand and research this for yourself and understand the science. When you do, it will help you in the way that we logically need to understand medicine and healing and wellness. If you get an opportunity to do some of my meditations, I will put some links in the description. Also, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be documenting my journey to the next live retreat, which is going to be in January. So I'm going to be step by step talking about my preparation, the experience that I go through, and the steps that I take in order to prepare for this type of experience. I'll take you on the ride with me.